before I got into the fitness industry, I was a nightclub promoter. And I was a guy who was partying about 5 to 6 days a week, drinking lots of alcohol. I had to figure out, like, how am I going to change myself? How am I going to change who I am? And that's when I started working on my mindset, gratitude. So I feel that mindset, along with nutrition, are extremely important if you want to achieve your goals.
Welcome to the Powerplantbody Podcast. This is a project that centers around interviews with people who are affecting change in their local and global communities through conscious movement and exercise, mental, emotional, and spiritual work, and plant-based nutrition and lifestyle practices. Today, I'm speaking with Aaron Chaney. He's a vegan personal trainer in San Diego and online, and he's helping busy vegans become super vegans through mindset coaching, nutrition education, and strength training. Aaron shares with us his own journey of losing more than 30 pounds, getting to 8% body fat, and reversing his digestion issues through a plant-based diet. We also discuss why you don't need as much protein as you probably think you do, and what foods he eats to get high-quality protein from. Aaron shares the type of training that he recommends to people looking to build a lean, muscular body, and he also touches on the best part about being a vegan coach. We talk about his vegan nutrition ebook that you can download for free right now from supervegans.net/go, and it teaches you everything that you need to know to eat right on a plant-based diet. We also talk about Aaron's own transformational story. Aaron was a nightclub promoter partying 5 to 6 nights a week for 16 years of his life and weighing over 230 pounds. Now, he knew it wasn't sustainable and he wanted to make a change. And in our conversation, Aaron talks about the pivotal moment in his life when he began changing his mindset through meditation and gratitude, and how those powerful tools are now something that he shares with his clients to bring them rapid, lasting results. In fact, Aaron shares a transformational story from one of his clients who lost over 100 pounds by changing his mindset and putting in the work. Aaron is a super humble, super friendly, super vegan. And I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to give this guy a platform to share with you his personal journey and his knowledge. So without any further delay, I bring you Aaron Chaney. Thank you for being on the podcast. Been looking forward to this interview for a while. So just let everybody know who you are, what you do, and we'll dive right into it.
Awesome. First off, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Just to let you know, this is my first podcast, so this is pretty cool. Awesome. My name is Aaron Chaney. I'm a personal trainer, online coach. I'm based out of San Diego, California. And I've been on a plant-based diet now for about 2.5 years. And it's been a great 2.5 years. So, things are looking good.
So I guess, where I'd like to start maybe is just, what was the reason you went plant-based? What caused you to go down that path?
Well, before I went plant-based, I had some gut issues. So it got to the point where after I ate anything, any type of meat or any type of animal product, I would get this huge knot in my belly. It looked like I was pregnant, and it would just be, my stomach would be so hard, and it was just hard for me to digest, and I would be in pain. So I did some research. I started looking into things and started to figure out what was going on with me. And all the research that I did, I got back that other people had this issue. And the way that they fixed the issue is they went on a plant-based diet. And that I was a meat eater like almost my whole entire life. I ate meat for 41 years of my life. I ate meat, and I was raised on that, with my parents being from the South. So I was raised on eating meat all the time, and changing my lifestyle to a plant-based diet scared me in the beginning. But I went all in, and it's the best thing I've ever done. So, yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Well, yeah, I saw one of your transformation pictures of yourself pre-plant-based and now where you are today. And you said for 41 years, which means how old are you?
I'm 43.
Man, that's crazy. I cannot believe that. So I'm going to throw out some pictures of your Instagram. And for anybody just listening to the podcast, you got to check out this guy's Instagram because he's completely shredded and
Cool.
just,
Thank you.
yeah, man, like what you've been able to achieve on a plant-based diet is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I started before I think I started back in 2008. I was 235 pounds.
Wow.
And then I got down to about 195. And at 195, I went, that's when I went plant-based and got down to about 164, 165, and about like 8% body fat.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Learning the process of how to get the right, how to break up my macronutrients on the plant-based diet and get the right amount of nutrients and things to still stay healthy. So it's been a good journey, good ride.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, for people who are listening, I know when I went plant-based, and I know a lot of guys when they go plant-based, maybe even yourself, worry about, okay, well, yeah, maybe I'll lose weight, I'll get a little bit more shredded, and maybe be able to see my six-pack, but am I going to lose all my muscle? And that's clearly not the case with you. I mean, you've done a lot of research, you've played around a bit, I'm sure. So what are some of the tips that you would give maybe some of the people that are looking to adopt a plant-based life, but have some of those concerns?
So to go back, like what you just talked about a lot of guys who think that they're going to lose weight and also the muscle. When I first went plant-based, I put on weight. I gained weight because I didn't understand. I was looking at Instagram and people were eating these huge salads and, with black beans and strawberries and all this good stuff. And it looked good. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just start eating these salads and things because I didn't understand. I didn't know where I was going to get my protein from. And then I started to learn. I started to do my research and understand that one, I didn't need as much protein, but I did need to get enough protein. And I started to learn where to get that protein from to continue to build lean muscle mass. And I really don't take much supplements. So I do get everything from food. So I incorporate a lot of tofu, tempeh, seitan, of course, protein powder. I eat a lot of beans. I eat. I don't really eat too much of the fake meat. I try to get everything from like beans, lentils, tempeh, tofu, seitan, things like that. So, and those things are like your tempeh, your tofu, seitan. Those things are high in protein, so it's pretty good.
So for guys who are worried about losing muscle on a plant-based diet, you recommended a few different types of food there. And also in that was maybe having less of a concern about protein, still wanting to get enough protein, but maybe the amount of protein that we think we need isn't as high as we once thought.
Yeah, it's not as high as we once thought. We all thought that we had to get so much protein in, but being on a plant-based diet is showing that. I mean, and there's a lot of people who are shredded on a plant-based diet that are probably not taking in as much protein as we think we need. But like we're talking about being on a plant-based diet, you're not going to lose muscle mass. The only way you're going to lose muscle mass is if you're not getting in the amount of nutrients that you need, like the protein that you need, and is going to come down to your training as well.
So yeah, let's talk about some of the training then, if you're open to it, because again, going back to your Instagram, you have a really cool gym. Actually, I really wish that I could train there because it's outside. Well, you have an outside spot. I see all your sled pulls and people having tons of fun there, all your clients and whatnot. What would you recommend to people who are looking to maybe put on a little bit more muscle, or maybe just drop some weight and just feel the fittest that they can in their body? What is some of the concepts that you help your clients with?
I do a lot of supersets with my clients. So basically, so take me for instance, the way that I was able to drop from the 195 to 165 and the amount of time I was training. So I did that in, I think it was 4 months. And the way that I was training myself is what I do is I do a split where I do shoulders and legs one day, I do chest and triceps the next day, and then I do back and biceps the next day. And then the following day, I repeat that. I go back to my legs and shoulders. I go back to my chest and triceps, and then I go back to my back and biceps. So I do that, and then I probably break it down each day. I probably train for about an hour and 15 minutes. And then outside of that, I do work in some cardio, but not too much because I don't want to burn too much muscle. But I incorporate some low intensity cardio. And if I'm not doing low intensity cardio, then I'm pushing sleds or something like sprints where I'm doing something high intensity for a quick burst to not burn too much muscle. No steady state cardio. I don't do any like running on a treadmill for 30, 45 minutes. I do either low intensity or I do high intensity where I do like a 10-second, 20-second burst of a sprint or a sled push or something like that.
Gotcha. So for people who are maybe looking to add a little bit of muscle, get maybe hopefully as close to you with how lean they are, you would recommend doing some of that high intensity sprint work mixed in with some push pull or some type of split.
Some bodybuilding.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, bodybuilding split. Yeah.
And do you do a lot of that work with your clients as well? What's the type of work that you do with your clients typically?
I do. It all depends on the client. I get some clients that they have bad hip flexors, so they really can't squat. So I gotta rehab them on that first, and then I get the clients who that want to put on the lean muscle, and I pretty much do the same split with them. And then I get some clients that are 100% fat loss and want to drop 50 pounds. So I have to do a lot of conditioning, a lot of weightlifting, but a lot of conditioning. So I would probably, somebody who wants to lose 50 pounds, then I would probably have them do like a split where I have them do a chest workout and then another workout. And then right after that, they're going to go push a sled or they're going to go run a sprint. And then they come right back in and they're doing that consistently and they're not really getting much of a rest. So they're consistently moving.
Sounds intense, but I bet you that hour goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, it goes by pretty quick and you get a lot of work in.
Yeah, no kidding. So I don't imagine that all your clients are vegan. Probably not the case. It must be pretty cool to be a plant-based coach though, and have people that are training with you and seeing how the effects that you've had in your life, the changes that you've had in your life, especially with your story too. You have you have your own transformation story, right? You went through your own transformation. You're not, one of those trainers that just, they've had an athletic body their whole life. What is the best part about being a vegan coach?
So not all of my clients are vegan, but a lot of them are changing in that direction, which is pretty awesome because they're learning from me and they're understanding and they're seeing how I'm changing. So they want to change. So I've probably, out of the 35, 40 clients that I have offline that I see on a daily basis, I would say about 10 or 11 are vegan. And then we just transitioned 3 of them into a plant-based diet as well. Wow. And they're always asking me questions about it. Some of them do joke with me about it, but they're asking questions and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's awesome because the feeling that I have being on the plant-based diet, I just feel different. I got more energy. Skin is looking better. When I tell people that I'm 43 years old, they're like, there's no way you're 43 years old. Yeah, you look like you're in your early 30s. Yeah, I don't believe you. Yeah. So, Yeah, it's been pretty cool being a plant-based coach. And now what we're working on is we're building out our online program so we can help people outside of San Diego, and we're just not stuck in San Diego. So now we're trying to build out our online business, which we are calling Super Vegans, and it's to help busy vegans become super vegans, healthier in mind, body, and nutrition. So we're excited about trying to help more people.
There's that quote, be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think that coaches like yourself who have adopted a plant-based life and have seen this crazy transformation in their own life. And you mentioned the extra energy, your skin's clear. People can't believe that you're in your 40s. People who are around you, maybe they don't start thinking about it at first, but after maybe a few weeks of training with you or a month or so of training with you, they go, oh man, this guy's got something that I kind of want. And then they start asking you questions, and they intrinsically have this motivation to start questioning and maybe bringing some of these plant-based lifestyle tips that you can help them with into their life. You mentioned online training, which is a really cool component of what you offer. You see your clients in person, of course, but you also have this online component, which allows you to not just help people that are directly in front of you, but you can literally help anybody in the world who seeks you out. So how would someone do that? How would they're listening to this podcast or they're watching this podcast and they want to start training with you? What does that look like? How do they reach out to you?
So we have this thing that we're giving out for free to anybody who wants to take it. And it's a vegan intermittent fasting nutrition guide. It's about 13 pages, and it pretty much breaks down everything from your protein, your complex carbs, your fruit. It tells you what's high in sugar to what's lowest in sugar, breaks down your healthy fats, tells you what to drink. It tells you what times to eat for the intermittent fasting. And right now what we're doing is we're giving that out for free to whoever wants it. And we feel that when it comes to fitness, we feel that nutrition is the most important. And we feel that that's where most people slack at. They want to first go to the gym, and they think that if I go to the gym, I'm going to lose all this weight. And then after the gym, they go to some fast food joint and eat crap. So we want to teach people how to eat right first. And then when we teach them how to eat right, we're building out a 90-day program that's going to help people with their mindset. So each week there's going to be a new thing that they're going to do in the course. And each week is going to have a mindset training. It's going to have 7 days of nutrition training. And then it's going to have their workout, which will be through our app. And the beginning stages we have right now, they can go to supervegans.net/go. And right there, they could download the free nutrition guide, vegan guide, and that will give them a run through of everything and teaching them how to eat. And then we'll send them emails teaching them how to break down their macronutrients on the vegan diet, how to get their iron on the vegan diet, what supplements they need to take on the vegan diet. So we really get in tune with it.
There's something to be said. Well, there's that saying, a goal without a plan is a wish, right? And so what you're offering is a 90-day plan to achieve that goal, right? Or to at least get towards the achievement of that goal. And I can't imagine all the transformations that would happen over a 90-day period if you have the guidance in order to stick to what needs to be done or all the nutritional information that you're providing them.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. We feel that, yes, of course, nutrition is important, but we also feel that the mindset is important. I started focusing on mindset back in 2013. Before 2013, before I got into the fitness industry, I was a nightclub promoter. And I was a guy who was partying about 5 to 6 days a week, drinking lots of alcohol. And that's one of the reasons why I was overweight, because I partied a lot. And I did that for about 16 years of my life. being a nightclub promoter. And when I got out, I stopped in November of 2012, and that's where I stopped drinking alcohol. And now I'm about 6.5 years sober. But going back then, I had to figure out, like, how am I going to change myself? How am I going to change who I am? And I read a book by Russell Simmons. It was his meditation book, Success Through Stillness. And that book right there changed my mindset. And that's when I started meditating. And that's when I started working on my mindset, gratitude, just everything. And I can say that like truly changed my life. It helped me not going back to drinking alcohol and things like that. So I feel that mindset along with nutrition are extremely important if you want to achieve your goals.
Man, so well said. That's an inspiring story, man.
Thank you.
That mindset is the foundation, it sounds like. So that healthy mindset, that steadfast mindset that sounds like you cultivate through meditation is the sturdy foundation from which, your adherence to the diet, the exercise, it all stems and comes forth from that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Very important.
So for the people that are listening to this podcast or watching it, and they want to take this 90-day course, and they're going to head to the website, what are some of the shortcuts that you wish you had that they're going to get out of this? Because I'm sure that you've learned a ton over the last near 3 years, right, of being on a plant-based diet, of training on a plant-based diet. I'm sure you've made your share of mistakes or learned your share of lessons. And I'm sure a lot of those things are included in this 90-day plan. So what are people getting out of this 90-day plan that you wish you had?
So the first thing is mindset, like the mindset training. So teaching people how to meditate and teaching them what meditation is and how it changes your life and the things that you need to focus on when you're meditating and when you're sitting down in silence and you're thinking about all this negative stuff, that's okay. So teaching people about mindset, meditation, gratitude, teaching them about self-awareness and also teaching them that don't focus on the haters, because I remember when I first went plant-based, man, I had a lot of people hating on me, but hey, who cares about that? We don't focus on the haters, we push them off to the side. And then also nutrition. So you're going to get from beginning to end, 90 days, you're going to have a new nutrition habit every single day. That nutrition habit is going to tell you in the beginning stages, it's going to tell you, clean out your cupboards, clean out your freezer, clean out your fridge, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this. Now go shopping, and this is what you're going to get. That's how we're going to begin, because I feel that most people, it's hard for them to create healthy habits because they don't know how to get rid of the bad habits. Mm-hmm. So I feel that, habit coaching is extremely important. And instead of me giving somebody a nutrition plan or something like that, I want to have nutrition habits that they go through daily, teaching them what they need to do, how much protein they need to take in, where they're going to get their protein from. Here are the supplements you need to take. And I feel that with nutrition habit coaching, it's easier for them because they have beginning stages and then they get to the end stage and they're like, wow, I'm a new person. I understand nutrition now. And I think I just think that's better. Also, the training part, the training will be through an app. So when they go to the app, it will have their workouts for the day, what they need to do. And every individual will be different because some people will not be working out at the gym. They'll probably be working out at home. So we program their training to be home gym, however it is. So they get a lot from it. So they get a lot.
Yeah, and support from a coach too, someone who's been doing it.
And the support. Yeah. That's the most important part. The support from the coach is extremely important because we all know that if they don't have that support, then they can fall off, after a week or after 2 weeks or after the first day, or they might not even get started. So the coach is important.
Yeah. Amen. It's too bad that people end up falling off and they end up beating themselves up because they couldn't stick to a plan, but they don't really give themselves that moment to pull back and go, hey, wait a minute. The only person keeping me accountable was me, but having a coach and a mentor and someone to guide you through that process, having someone by your side for those 90 days, you have the book on how to do the intermittent fasting and the 90-day program on all the habits to follow and how to eat and how to clean out your fridge, how to clean out your pantry, all the do's and don'ts of getting there is great. But having a coach who can help keep you accountable, having a coach to ask questions to and to answer the questions that you'll likely have along the way can really make all the difference.
Yes, that's the most important, because us as coaches, we're going to push our clients. We're going to let them know what they need to do, what they need to cut out. They're always going to check in with us, and we're the ones who give them the insight on, okay, I need you to cut this out for the next week, and I need you to add this in for the next week. Mm-hmm. So we're consistently working with them. And I noticed that when clients have that, they get results quicker.
Well, yeah. And also to shift back to what you said just a moment ago, the importance of mindset, just how important it is to have a foundation of a great mindset. And, 30 days into a program, when you're tired and you've been putting in a lot of work and it's not maybe habitual at that point, and you're getting to that point where most people would give up, to have a coach there to ask you the questions, to prompt you, to help motivate you, to get that mindset just as strong as it was on day one, again, can make all the difference and help you get to day 45, to day 60, and eventually to day 90. And by that point, I can only imagine it's you've created a whole new habit process for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you on that. Yes. Coaching is the most important element of it. And that's getting the clients to follow your lead on what they need to do to achieve their goals in a set amount of time. So yes, I agree with you.
So a question I'd like to ask you, and you don't have to, I wouldn't ask you to name names, but with your clients that you've seen over the years, I'm sure that there's been some beautiful moments where they've broken through, they've got past barriers that have maybe been in front of them for a year or several years, or maybe even several decades at that point. What are some of the things that have really lit you up as a coach? What are some of the things that you've seen that make you go, this is why I'm a coach. This is why I do what I do?
Yeah. I'm going to say a name because when you just brought that up, it brought a certain client to my mind. So I had a client named Alex, and he was overweight. He was hitting the 300 mark, and his father passed away, and his father told him, like, hey, you need to do something and get healthy. And that's when he took charge. And he trained with me for, I would say, probably like a year and a half. And in that year and a half, he dropped over 100 pounds. He dropped 106 pounds.
Wow.
And him dropping 106 pounds and just me seeing him in a side-by-side picture. And we had this side-by-side picture of him, and he's holding his pans, and he could probably fit both of his legs in one side of the pans. Wow. And till this day, that transformation, him doing the work and him showing up every day, that has motivated me. I mean, I got many of clients who have motivated me, but that one right there is just like, wow, he's lost 106 pounds. That's amazing. And that just put a spark under my butt to like go out and help more people.
Literally a new lease on life.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. He changed his life for the better. Like he just looked like a different human being. It was awesome.
That's a testament to Alex's story is a testament to the, you take this 90-day challenge, right? Or I shouldn't call it a challenge, 90-day program, this 90-day program that you have. And, it's a program, but really it's an investment. I think about any time you get a gym membership or sign up for a program or get a personal trainer, any of these things, it's an investment. And if you think about all the investments that you can make in your life, the financial, maybe you buy a house one day, this is the only investment that you can make, as far as I can tell, that impacts the level of enjoyment you'll have with every other investment you'll ever make.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the way you put that. That's great.
Well, it pays dividends that are immeasurable. Alex now, has a new lease on life and can enjoy things that he would not otherwise be able to because he did the work with you, right? So that investment of time, of energy, of sweat, I'm sure of tears, the emotional obstacles that I'm sure were in front of him at certain moments along the path, that investment and perseverance, has opened up the entire world in a way that wasn't possible before. So anybody listening to this who's maybe humming and hawing about a 90-day program, man, the possibilities at the end of 90 days of commitment, it's unlimited. What you can get accomplished in 90 days and what can open up for you at the end of that journey. So I'm just really happy to hear that that there's an avenue for people to go down.
Yeah. And let me say this, like one of the things that people get mixed up in fitness is that you have to that fitness is losing weight. Like it's all about losing weight, So if you're doing something and you're doing it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, if you're doing something, you have to go by how you feel. You have to go by, okay, my nutrition change. You have to go by my mindset change. You have to go by, I look better now. My clothes fit different. Even if the scale doesn't change, you still have to go by these other avenues, because if you don't, then you're going to get discouraged. You're going to quit because you're thinking the scale's not changing. But there's so many other things that are changing, in your life. It's just not about weight loss. We have to remember that. And we have to focus that there's going to be other things, that your clothes are fitting differently. There's just so many other elements that go into it. So just don't focus on the weight loss.
Yeah. I like to think of focusing on or not even focusing, but being appreciative of the small aha moments that creep up when you least expect them. Maybe when you take the stairs at work and you get to the top and you're like, oh, I actually still have my breath. That's a huge win. That's
there you go. Yeah.
Maybe the weight, maybe the scale hasn't changed, but oh man, I still have my breath. Or you're able to bend over and tie your shoe. Oh, I wasn't able to do that. Now I'm more flexible. Those tiny wins are worth so much more than a few notches on the scale.
Exactly. And I feel that that's what people, I shouldn't say they don't care about it, but they don't look at that as wins. They look at that as like, okay, something happened, but still the scale's not changing. But if you're listening to this podcast, you have to see that as a win. You have to see that as a win, because that's only going to motivate you even more.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, if you're not seeing the scale move, it doesn't matter if you don't see the scale move. The thing that matters is that you're doing the work. You're that old quote. The man. You're the one in the arena. You're doing the work, and you're part of less than 1% of the population that's continuously putting in the work day after day, week after week, month after month, until you see the fruition of that work. The only thing standing between you and that goal that you want to see achieved is just a few days or a few weeks or a few months, but it's all consistency and it's persistence. And the notches on the scale aren't the difference maker. It's waking up in the morning and keep on doing what you need to do.
Consistency is key. Yeah.
I'm inspired by you. The fact that you're, I can't believe that you're 43. The fact that you're 43 and, you got washboard abs and cut up on a vegan diet, that's super inspiring. So, I highly encourage everybody to check you out. So if someone wanted
Cool, thank you.
we got your website. Maybe we'll put that up one more time. If you could just let people know how to find the free intermittent fasting ebook, and then also how to get on your 90-day program, where would they go?
So for the 90-day program, we're still building it out. That's gonna launch soon. Okay. So the best way to get more info about that is to download the vegan guide. And you can go to supervegans.net/go. And once you download that, then we'll update you when the 90-day program is going to be released. But we also have other things that we have, like we have a mindset transformation ebook. We have all these different things that can help you get the results that you want before we release that program. And then Instagram at Aaron Chaney Fitness, and then Facebook is Aaron Chaney Fitness or Super Vegans.
And before we go anywhere else, I actually want to ask you about that Super Vegans, because I love that name. Your tagline is turning vegans into super vegans. So if you could just, I would love to hear what that means, where your vision is with that.
So I'm a superhero geek. Nice. So I like to I just had this thought, with like all the Avenger movies coming out and all the superheroes. It's cool to me. So I created Super Vegans, and then I made the logo pretty much superhero characters. So there's a female superhero and a male superhero, and then they each got the V logo on their chest, and it's cool to me. So I ran with it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's awesome, man. I like it. Comic-Con, you'll have a booth next year. Speaking of which,
right?
Yeah, man. Next time I'm down in San Diego, I have to check you out. And maybe I don't know if you want to plug any good vegan eats, because I go down there. I was down there for Ursa and for Idea, and I always end up going to the market there, the organic market, and just buying a whole bunch of fruit, because I don't really know where to eat down there. But if you got some good holes to go get some good vegan food, man, I would love if you could even share it right now if you want.
Next time you're here, or if there's anybody who's coming to San Diego or living in San Diego, one of my favorite spots is Purple Mint Bistro. It's an Asian vegan bistro, and try their Kung Pao chicken. It's amazing. When I first went vegan, I went there and I had to call them and say, "Hey, are you sure this is not real chicken? Because it's tasting just like real chicken." And they assured me that it wasn't. But yeah, that place is pretty awesome. And then there's a place called Kindred. That's amazing. There's so many places, and they keep popping up like every other week. A new vegan spot's popping up. Like it's it's blowing up out here. It's awesome.
That's so good to hear. Yeah, it's hitting critical mass, I think. It's tons of players in the NBA are going vegan. You hear about athletes going vegan all the time because of recovery, and it's great to hear. Your Instagram is also super inspiring. You got tons of cool exercises on there. Got tons of your clients doing really neat exercises as well. I'm going to throw some of those in my own routine. People listening, you should probably throw it in yours as well. So if someone wanted to check you out on Instagram, someone wanted to follow you, where do they go to do that?
Yeah, so it's at Aaron Chaney Fitness, and you can follow me on there. Go check it out. I got a lot of my clients' transformation pictures up there. I post a lot about nutrition. I do a lot of videos on meditation, nutrition, training. So just go check it out. Give me a follow and say what's up, because if you listen to this podcast and you send me a DM and said, "Hey, I heard you on Taylor's podcast," I will send you a free gift.
What if I send you a DM? You send me a gift?
Then I got you. Then I gotta buy you lunch. Then
yeah, perfect.
I'll buy you lunch.
That's good. That's cool, man. Well, hey, Aaron, I sure appreciate you being on the show. I learned a lot today, and you're incredibly inspiring. So, thanks for all your wisdom, and I really appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I mean, this is my first podcast, so thanks for having me. I appreciate it. This was awesome. You're a cool cat, man. So anytime you're in San Diego, let me know. I'll take you to get some eats at one of my favorite vegan spots. So once again, thank you. I appreciate it.
Be careful what you say, because I will 100% take you up on that.
Let's do it.
Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this episode of the Powerplantbody Podcast. If you learned something and got some value, I'd be grateful if you shared this with your friends and family who would also enjoy it. To learn more about Aaron, you can head over to www.aaronchaneyfitness.com. That's AARONCHANEYFITNESS.com. And follow Aaron on Instagram with his handle @AaronChaneyFitness. That's @AaronChaneyFitness. And to get a free copy of his vegan nutrition guide, go to supervegans.net/go. That's supervegans.net/GO. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can head over to powerplantbody.com. That's POWERPLANTBODY.com, or follow me on Instagram @TheVeganTrainer, TheVeganTrainer. And remember to subscribe to the Powerplantbody Podcast so you know when another interview with an inspiring teacher drops. As always, I'd like to leave you with my favorite quote. It's by Mark Twain. He said that the secret to success is just getting started. So that goal you're working on, that greater vision of yourself that you want to bring into reality, it's time you go out there and get started.